What's going down, folks? It's your boy C23 back on the sticks once again with another Madden 16 career mode video for you guys. And as you guys can see, we're on the road in this one, taking on the Miami Dolphins. And if we want a shot at making the playoffs this season, we must take care of business on the road. But so far this season, we've been doing a pretty good job, so hopefully that'll continue today against the Dolphins. Anyway, getting into the gameplay, we get the rock first in this one. McNabb taking the snap under center, handing the ball off to Anderson, and he basically gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. He tried to run off right tackle, but there was no running room on the outside, so it brings up a 2nd and 10. And as soon as we snap the ball, look who's in the play. And Ndamukong Suh right there coming in with the sack. I completely forgot that he played on the Dolphins, so we might be lining up in the gun a lot more often than taking snaps under center. We definitely got to get away from Suh. So looking at a 1st and 10 now, McNabb taking the snap, firing over to his tight end for a short pickup right there, setting us up with the 2nd and 8 now. McNabb in the gun once again, going back to Anderson, and just like before he stood up at the line of scrimmage, the right side of our offensive line is getting worked right now, folks. So on 3rd and long, McNabb completes a pass to Dwayne Bowe, but he comes up short of the first down marker, so we're forced to punt it away and get it back down 3-0. So on our first play of the next drive, we hand the ball off, and Anderson's able to find some running room to pick up 5 on the play. Next play, McNabb goes over to Demaryius Thomas for a nice pickup on a slant play right there, and he's able to make the play for the 1st down. Next play, McNabb taking a snap, scrambling out of the pocket, dumping it off to Dwayne Bowe, who's wide open, and gets tackled just about an inch before the 1st down marker. So now we're in 2nd and inches. McNabb with the snap, decides he's just going to pick it up on his own. There's nothing but green grass in front of him, and he's pretty smart to slide right there because he probably would have gotten killed if he didn't. Going back to the ground game in the next play, once again, we're coming up short. We cannot run the ball in this one, folks. Besides that 5-yard run earlier in the game, we have not been able to do anything on the ground. So we're probably going to end up passing a lot more in this one. So next possession coming out, McNabb looking downfield, trying to make a play, throws back across his body into the end zone. I think that's Lattimore with the catch. What a play. McNabb just put the ball right on the money for the catch. That was a pretty crazy play right there. Getting into the next possession now, McNabb throwing darts to the outside, but I gotta give credit for Dwayne Bowe running a pretty clean route right there, folks. So now it's 1st and 10, McNabb escaping the pocket, trying to outrun a couple of defenders, but he gets tackled after gaining about 5 or 6 yards on the scramble, bringing up a 2nd and 4 now. McNabb in the gun, taking the snap, firing to the outside, and it could have been picked off. That was a dangerous play right there. McNabb should have never thrown that ball. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 4, and look at what happens. Dwayne Bowe has butterfingers. I know there was a little contact in the area, but Dwayne has got to make that catch. But we go for it on 4th down. McNabb dumping it off to his tight end, and we're able to keep the drive alive in this one. So on 1st and 10, we're dialing up the screenplay, dumping it off to Anderson in the flat, and he's got a couple of blockers up in front of him, so he's able to pick up the 1st down. The clock is winding down in this one in the 2nd quarter, so we got to call a timeout. Bringing up a 2nd and inches now. McNabb once again finding the wide open receivers time and time again. McNabb is just constantly finding the wide open receivers, completing passes. Now on a 1st and 10 situation, McNabb escaping the pocket, but has the presence of mind to still keep his eyes downfield, completing the pass 1 yard shy of a touchdown. But it's no problem because the next play, McNabb just dumps it off to his tight end, and we end up putting another 7 on the board. Next possession now, going back to the ground game, and once again, running to the right side of the formation gets us nothing. So on 2nd and 10, we go right back to the passing game, and it's another completion. Lattimore right there on the play. Bringing us to a 1st and 10 now. McNabb going play action, looking downfield, trying to make a play, but decides to take off and scramble, and probably should have thought twice about taking on the contact. Sylvester laid a pretty good hit on him on the sideline right there. So now we're looking at 2nd and 8. McNabb dumping it off to his tight end. Risky throw, but it still gets through to Donnell, who's able to make the catch and ends up setting us up in the red zone. So the next play, we have a nice little delayed handoff right there to Anderson, who just gets us a little bit closer, but unfortunately the drive stalls, and we're forced to put up 3 on the board. But we're okay with that. We had to get points out of that drive, and we did just that. So the next possession, once again, going back to the ground game, and apparently running straight up the middle is the way to go. Next play on 2nd and 2, going play action. McNabb under pressure, gets drilled and almost throws a pick right there, but there is a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be a holding penalty. This one is backing up another 5 yards. So now we're looking at a 3rd and long. McNabb taking a snap and decides to take off with it, picking up the 1st down on the ground. What a heads up play by McNabb right there, because it's only a 7-point game, and if we didn't pick up that first right there, they could have had a shot at tying this one up. But fortunately for us though, we're able to milk the clock and come down and take a knee and get out of here with the W in this one, folks. The final score in this one is 20-10, and we did exactly what we wanted to do, came out here and took care of business on the road. Taking a quick look at the stats, McNabb is your clear-cut player of the game, throwing for 303 yards on 38 attempts. He only threw for 2 touchdowns though, but we'll still take it. That was still a productive day. Taking a quick look at the receivers now, Larry Donnell had a huge game with 10 catches for 115 yards and 1 touchdown on the day. Not bad. Hopefully we can keep this momentum rolling, folks. Anyways, that's about all the time I got in this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.